What's going on? So I'm going to show you exactly how I made a company or an offer $1.1 million in cash, straight cash. It's not revenue, it's cash. In literally just 4 months by doing this one thing. All right. And how we're on pace this month, September, to make $500,000 this month or $500,000. Now, a disclaimer before I do go ahead and go on any further. Everything that you're about to see in this video are the actual documents and processes or systems that I'm currently using right now to scale this offer past 6 figures a month. All right. So I'm showing you guys everything. I'm literally being as transparent as possible. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and shoot me a DM on my Instagram down in the description below. Now, before I joined the offer was at $170,000 a month. There's some split payments are missing from here. As you can see, the show rate was 61%. The closer is 51%. This is in April. And then from there, after I joined, so from May 1st to June 30th, so literally in 2 months, the cash collected is $725,000. The show rate is 84%. The close rate is almost 70%. So as you can see, everything skyrocketed, right? Now, fast forward. So the first month I came on in May, we did around 330K. Some split payments are missing here. 80% show rate, 61% close rate. So instant just jump, right? Instant improvement. And then in June, we did $416,000 cash collected with pretty much a 90% show up rate and an 80% close rate. Phenomenal, right? It's unheard of. And this is all organic, no paid ads, by the way. Now, all I did, pretty much, I'll tell you exactly what I did. So I just reverse engineered the process, right? So I pretty much I got feedback from the closers and figured out why the sets weren't closing. Was it a money objection? Was it a spouse objection? Was it, just like they just were scared or something like that? They weren't unsure about the service and stuff. So I fixed that. The common trends, what were the common trends that the closers were seeing, and also the setters that were seeing on their side? What were the common objections that they were getting? What are some, like, was the discovery bad? They were definitely using scripts when I hopped on here. So what I did is I helped them go from scripts to script lists. And if you don't believe me, I'll link somewhere here a video where one of the setters on our offer made 10Ks first month by going completely scriptless, and he ditched the script, right? And also creating new systems, which you're about to see, frameworks and objection handlers, etc. And then weekly calls. So there's group 2 times a week we do group calls, and then we also do one-on-ones. I do one-on-one with every single setter, and then we do 2 days of group training calls, which consist of role play, real life energy manipulation, which is basically just like a real life scenario of objection handling. So, for example, let's say that I'm a setter, right? And you watching the video, you're trying to get off, I don't know, Zins, or you're trying to stop drinking alcohol. We would role play, and I would have to try to get you off of the Zins or the alcohol, whatever it is that you're quote unquote addicted to, or whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, right? So this is amazing because it's a real life scenario to where pretty much like if I can't get you off of that, then I'm not, how can I close someone? You know what I mean? So it's just transferring your sales skills into real life. Objection handling training. So we'll go over the most common objections that the setters are getting at the moment, and then keyword listening exercise, right? Which it's explained in one of my other videos on my YouTube, which I'll probably link here. But pretty much, yeah. So basically, keyword listening drill is very simple. So all I would do is I would just read out a sentence, out of these 10 sentences here, and I would pretty much just say, okay, so as you can see here, it says, I've been so unfulfilled lately, like I meant for more, but just stuck doing the same thing every day. As you can see, the words that are underlined are what the setters would probe on, right? So they probe on that, and I'd ask them, okay, why would you probe on that? I'd ask each and every single one. And then from there, I would highlight the word or words that I would probe on. I give my reason why. So in this sentence, I had said I'd probe on unfulfilled lately because them being unfulfilled is the cause of them, feeling stuck, right? And we have to figure out why they're unfulfilled because that's the cause of everything happening. Now, very straight and straightforward. It's very simple. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's very simple. Don't overcomplicate the group trainings and things like that because everything that I'm showing you here is very simple. You just have to have it in place. Then, not to mention, we did all of these stats with just one DM setter, 2 dialers, and then 2 closers as well. So yeah. Now also, here's all the systems and stuff that I put in place for the offer. So you can go ahead and pause if you want to take a look at that. But I made a document on pretty much everything, right? How to DQ leads, no show ghost SOP if they ghost you, how to keep track of your sets of commission, basically a tracking sheet, how to, keep track of your commissions, your cash collected, things like that. PDT rules, since this is a trading offer, outbound framework, DM setting SOP, DMs to calling framework, right? Getting leads to show up after discovery, sending messages after dialing, pace personality, so on and so forth, right? Outbound text setter, text script. I mean, reframes and analogies, how to overcome fear objections, got scammed, what if they didn't work out objection, how to handle salespeople in your setting calls, all these extra documents that our setters have access to. And then not to mention, the process of reworking the leads, past 90 days, framework reviewing calls, so on and so forth. And then also, as you can see here, a mini setting course. So it's basically just a few of my YouTube videos compiled together that they have to watch in order for them to start dialing, right, or start DMing people. So that really helps, because if they ever have any questions in terms of like discovery and stuff like that, they can always ask me or revert back to these videos here. Now, another thing that I do too is I do a midday check-in. So if you're unfamiliar with what that is, it's basically just I tag the dialers in the DM setter, basically saying midday check-in. Hey, like, where are you at so far? Like, how many dials are you at? How many messages have you sent? How many conversations have you had? How many sets or set closes have you had at this time during the day? Now, I usually do this at 12 PST because I'm in PST time. So, I mean, whatever time zone you're in, feel free to do that. But yeah. Now, another thing too, I made a video on this as well. Everything that you're seeing here, I pretty much made a video on. It's somewhere on my YouTube. So I'm not going to link everything here because it's just go on my YouTube, on my page, and you'll find it. But pretty much this is a framework to reviewing your calls. So number one, listen for the prospect's response. 2, like when you're watching your call, pause it. 3, think of the best next question to ask that prospect. 4, ask yourself, why would you ask that question, and write it down. 5, play the recording back and listen to what question you actually asked, right? And then 6, write down if that question you actually asked was a good question or bad question and why. And then 2, check for BANT, which is budget, authority, need, and time. So shout out my boy Jalen Hoxie. He's the one who came up with the acronym. But basically, the framework should look like this, right? So call reviewed, John Johnson, for example. Active listening and probing, how well did you do on that? 8 out of 10. Why? Because probing on things he said, and yada, yada, yada. Financial qualifiers, so the budget and BANT, the B, 10 out of 10. Why? XYZ. Authority and BANT, right? Partner, 1 out of 10. Why? Because I didn't make sure they had a partner who could do this with them. The need and BANT, again, why do they want to do this? What's the urgency, right? And then locking down the appointment, 10 out of 10, meaning like, did you tie them down to let them know that, hey, they're for sure able to make this call at this time, right? And then the time, obviously in BANT, like, do they have the time? Yes, they do. 10 out of 10, perfect. Why? XYZ. And then you put the notes for the lead and then why. Now, the formula for success it's very simple for setters. It's very simple. You need more volume. In the beginning, you need more volume, more reps, which means you're going to get better quicker, plus reviewing your own calls, plus asking for help. Your setter manager, you can ask me for help, whoever it is. And then plus implementing what you learned from your setter manager, from me, whoever's helping you out, and whatever you learn from reviewing your own calls and the reps that you do. Because the more reps you do, then you're going to your brain's naturally going to start seeing patterns on what's working and what it's going to filter out the things that aren't working. So for example, if you're cold calling people, right, and you're trying this opener, right, and you've tried it out for like 50 times and it's not working, your brain's naturally going to come up with creative ways for you to have a better opening, right? And that way you'll get a better response rate from people. And all of this makes you an A+ setter, all right? Now, it's a feedback loop. You gather feedback, you analyze that feedback, you implement it, and you act on it. And then from there, you gather the feedback from what you implement. It's just a constant cycle going round and round and round. That's why I love this shit. Now, this is what I have my setters do. So this is from one of my example for one of my setters. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, I am filming the behind the scenes of how we are going to make 500K this month, because so far it is September 3rd, Wednesday, as you can see there. And we made 33K today. All right. So 2,900, 10K, 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 3 10K pips today, all by setters. All right. These are all by setters. Now it's a 33K day today. And then yesterday, I think we did like 11 or 12K or something. So we're probably up. What's 12K plus 33? Like 45 around there or so within just 3 days. Now, I will link the video here of me going behind the scenes of how we're going pacing on for 500K. I literally am showing you, like, from me waking up, recording my sales meetings, and then training the setters as well, not to mention what we're doing on the back end and stuff like that. So it will be in the description, either in the description below, or you'll see it somewhere here at the top. And it'll be posted on Monday, September 8th, 2025, or anytime after that. All right. Other than that, subscribe and share this video with someone who also is in high ticket sales, or someone who is working on management, who's a management, or is a growth operator, or is an offer owner, or just simply a setter if you want to become a setter manager as well. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I see you.